right, and that's the Brookings Institution. He's right on all three of those.
Do you think he's missing 3 things? Graduate high school, get a full-time job, and get married before you have children.
And he's right, and that's the Brookings Institution. He's right on all three of those.
Do you think he's missing anything?
First of all, I like Ben a lot. We disagree on some big things, but Ben's great, and he's been a good friend for a while. Yeah, I would say like become a person of high character. Again, I'm going to kind of go back to a main.
Do you think
theme.
that is essential to be wealthy in America?
I agree. I don't agree with the marriage thing. The only reason why you should get married unless you in corporate America or she's really a good woman. Now, I actually believe you should get it before you're married. I believe you should get started at an early age. That's what I believe. The secret is, well, my secret to what I do is you stack some bread up, and then what I did is I got my first down payment. It took about 2 years to stack some bread up, and I bought a building that was for I think it was 1.1 million. And I got a down payment on that building, and then I'm gonna just buy buildings cash from now on, and you just continue to scale. You add money to S&P 500, let it grow, get a Roth IRA. That's gonna be 4 million when you get 60. When you're 60, that's gonna be 4 million. You add 500 a month. Yeah. If you want to start a company, I suggest you stack your money up and buy one that's already successful. You don't have to spend $5-10 million. You can buy a restaurant for 100. If that's your passion, the restaurant you can buy for 100. You can buy an entertainment center for 500 or 1.4 million. You can buy routes. So if you're a trucker, you can buy routes for like 2 million. Get 8 trucks. You can be the owner of 8 trucks. You can be making 400K a year, and then pay your drivers. Like, there's a lot of ways. You just gotta be smart and calculated. You can't just don't go into debt and just.
That's a good
That's what I
question.
would
I
do.
don't think being wealthy is that important. Like, do you want to be wealthy of the soul or just have like a bunch of money? Like,
Well, that would be a different question, but I
I guess
agree
that's
with
what I mean.
you.
But like, the question is fine. If you want to be rich, I can tell you how to get rich. Like, that's actually not that hard. I mean, you
How
have to
would you
just
get rich?
like work relentlessly and solve a problem for people, and like dedicate your entire life to it, and like become an insane person.
Yep, yep. That's the thing too. Cause when I started making money, I thought it's not really that hard, bro. Just sell a product that people want or need. If they need it, they're gonna buy it because they want it. If it's needed, it's wanted. So just sell a product, profit, and that's it, bro. Everybody just want to have a good life, a nice home, be able to go on vacations, and have a nice car. That's it. That's it. That's all you need. Okay, there's just a couple people that want to have a little bit more materialistic things. Everybody want to have nice stuff. You don't really want to have nice stuff. You really don't. You just want a nice place and a nice car. You're gonna get numb to it in a couple of months anyway. It's not really that important.
Do you think it's possible to still do all of those things though and then not become rich?
Of course, but like if your whole reason for living is to become rich, you will become rich. Most people that think like most people I meet that want to be rich, they actually don't want to be rich. They want to have the lifestyle of being rich. They don't actually want to be rich. They're like, you have to sacrifice everything to want to become actually rich, unless you're born into it. Like no nights, few weekends. I traveled 3,000 days over a decade. I'm a million miler in American, Delta, United. I'm in all 50 states multiple times. Like it's thankless, gritty work. Like Shapiro hosted 2 radio shows, plus like Breitbart.com and Truth Revolt. Like not easy. So if you actually want to be rich, then there is a path for you. You have to like sacrifice in like immensely. I don't drink alcohol. Like Tucker Carlson doesn't drink alcohol. Donald Trump doesn't drink alcohol. Now, that doesn't mean that like you can't be rich if you don't drink alcohol, but you must sacrifice stuff. Now, it might be that you create a good widget, or like you might a good social media app, or you might get good venture funding. But even those guys will tell you you have to fail a lot, you have to sacrifice a lot, you have to be really gritty. I just challenge the premise of like what is the most important. Like I think if getting material wealth is the most important thing, I think there actually is a playbook for that. That absent of like committing crimes, like being a
Mhm.
really crappy person, being sociopathic, it depends also what you define as rich. Like there is a way forward for if it's your number one reason for living to, earn $500,000 a year. Like that's very conceivable in America. But if you're like, hey, actually the most important thing is to have kids, which
Yeah, I believe 10 million is very easily. You could do that very easily. Um, like I said, if you stack your money up, got your property, I do commercial because it's not a lot of competition. But let's say now you're getting paid from this building and you still got your job, you could just continue to scale up and you could eventually just keep buying the buildings cash and you could just sell them for a profit in the future. But, yeah, I would say 10 million is achievable. Not liquid, but to be worth 10 million, that's achievable. Yeah, that's achievable. Anything over that is difficult, and I know people gonna be like, you're just talking. It's not that hard, and maybe I'll make a video talking about it, cause the minimum wage is what, $12. The lowest state, the lowest you can go is $12. So if you work two jobs, let's say you work at McDonald's, you work at Dunkin' Donuts, and then you have a job on the weekends at a gas station, you can make 57K a year. Now, if you have kids, if you're on child support, if you got a lot of debt, it's gonna be a lot harder because you got to pay that stuff off. But let's say you don't have none of that. You live with two other people. Your rent is 1,500. You pay 500. Pay car insurance. You meal prep for your food. So you probably spend $60 every 2 weeks on food. If you just save every other dollar, you can save 30K a year. Within 3 to 4 years, you have 100K on 57K a year. That's just you by yourself. But that's if you want that type of life. If you want that type of life, and then you can use that 100K to put a down payment. It depends on what you want.
I think
If you
actually
want to
think
buy
having
a house,
children
you
is more
can buy a
important than
house.
having material success. And I have both, and I can tell you kids are way better than having money. Like honestly, not being poor is awesome. That's like the best thing I could tell you. Like being super rich, and I'm not super rich, but I would consider to be successful under, American terms, is great, but up to a place it's kind of like, you're blessed, you're wealthy, it's fine.
Yeah, I agree with it. I agree with him. If you have 50 million plus and you still want more money, like you could buy a small airplane for 800K. Yeah, there's jets out here. There's airplanes for a quarter mil, 500K, and then you could get a older one with a decent size for like 800K. They have smaller yachts too. Not every yacht is 20 million. There's yachts out here that's 2 million. So after after $10 million, you gotta be extremely greedy because what else can't you get? You can get a Lambo, a McLaren. What can't you get? Anything above
Not
that.
being poor is the true blessing. Not worrying about like medical bills or being in debt is like really bad. But yeah, it depends on what you want. If you want to be rich, like actually like have your bank account big, then America, of course you can do that.
How much of people being poor is their fault versus just the circumstances of their life?
It's both. It depends.
I say 20%. Some of y'all parents are fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. 20%. There's people out here that live on unemployment. Some of y'all parents are fucked up. Some of your parents rather do drugs and not take care of you, not better their life. And you have this guy who parents do that with ease, and you just got the bad end of life. And maybe that and traits do pass down, so hopefully you don't end up like your parents. But your parents do contribute to how you view the world and your personality, and that do affect your world in some shape or
very
form.
case dependent. A lot of it is agency. So we as conservatives tend to blame free will, agency, and the person a lot more than circumstance.
Hmm.
But of course, circumstance play a role. Of course, it does.
Why do you think conservatives generally stay silent on wealth inequality?
Well, I don't know if we're silent on it. I mean, I think that we're finally starting to talk about it. I'd say that we would say that don't throw rocks at the top of the building, fix the elevator.
Hmm.
So the question shouldn't be like how many rich people are. The question is how easy is it to move up the socioeconomic ladder? That's the more important metric. And that's actually becoming harder. So that's a really important conversation. But I could probably agree with a liberal that it's not good to have like an entrenched permanent oligarch.
I wouldn't say that at all. I wouldn't say it's harder. All right, whatever is in high demand and people need, just switch to that industry. You get a good pay, and I'm pretty sure if people really need it, you can get a good pay. So if you even if you have to go to school for it, then that would be worth it because you will get a good pay. For example, med, med, medical is always going to be needed. You got radiation therapists. You go to school for 2 years, go to community college. That's 20K, 30K. You get 90K a year. That's a good deal. That's a really good deal. And then you could also go to the military and go to school for free. Even better deal. So I wouldn't say it's hard to level up in the world. I would say people are just getting lazy and they want somebody to blame. Because listen, the richest people in the country, in America, are immigrants, Indians, Asians. Trump. I think Trump parents are from Poland.
That's running the country and that people have to go into debt and go into credit to pay for their groceries. Like, I actually don't want to live in that country. So I can agree that we should talk about it more. But is there anything like inherently wrong with a billionaire? No, like most billionaires actually have solved big problems for
Here's one habit that makes you extremely intelligent. Replace social media with micro learning.
us. Like, people love hating on Elon Musk. I like Elon a lot. He's become a friend. I know there's been like a lot of social media talk about it, but I refuse to say anything negative about Elon. Like, okay, you tell me the next time you're able to launch a rocket and land it. Like, actually, that's pretty cool. Like, okay, you're able to revolutionize the electric car industry. Like, you deserve a lot of money if you.
Yeah, Elon is the only guy I believe that deserves his money. Elon is making robots right now so humans don't have to physically work so hard. He deserves his money. He deserves it. I'm gonna stop this video because if I go too much, it's gonna become